Hey there, Loreverse fans! Welcome back to the channel, where we explore the most epic tales and intricate characters from J.R.R. Tolkien's Middle-earth. Today, we're diving deep into the origins of Morgoth, one of the most iconic and terrifying figures in all of Tolkien's mythology. But here's the twist. Before Morgoth was Morgoth, he was known as Melkor, a powerful being with a destiny that would eventually lead him to become the Dark Lord we know in the Silmarillion. In this video, we'll break down how Melkor's rise to power happened, his ambitions, and ultimately how he fell from grace to become the embodiment of evil in Middle-earth. So, get comfortable, grab your elven wine, and let's explore the dark origins of one of Tolkien's most complex characters, Melkor, later known as Morgoth. The creation of Melkor. To understand Melkor, we first need to go back to the very beginning, the creation of Middle-earth itself. In the beginning, before the shaping of the world, there was Eru Ilúvatar, the supreme god in Tolkien's legendarium. Ilúvatar created the Ainur, powerful spiritual beings, each possessing incredible abilities and wisdom. These Ainur, often referred to as the Holy Ones, were made to shape the world, and they lived with Ilúvatar in the timeless halls of Ea. Among these Ainur, there was one who stood out above all others, Melkor, the greatest and most powerful of them all. He was gifted with immense power and knowledge, and he was destined to help shape the world as one of the Valar, the powers of the world. The Valar were essentially the architects of creation, each tasked with different aspects of the world's development. However, Melkor was not content to simply shape the world alongside the others. He desired more. He sought to have dominion over it all. The music of the Ainur and Melkor's desire for power. The creation of the world began with the music of the Ainur, a grand symphony composed by Eru Ilúvatar. This music was not just a performance, it was the unfolding of the universe itself. As the Ainur played their parts, their music formed the very fabric of reality. The sea, the lands, the stars, and all that would inhabit the world. However, during this celestial symphony, Melkor sought to alter the music. Driven by his desire to be the greatest and most powerful, he introduced his own themes into the harmony, often clashing with the other Ainur. His themes were born of pride, rebellion, and a thirst for dominion, distorting the beauty of Ilúvatar's creation. Even though Melkor's discord caused turmoil in the music, Eru Ilúvatar was not angered. Instead, he allowed it, knowing that Melkor's attempts to twist the music would eventually serve a greater purpose. Through this, we see the first signs of Melkor's fall, his desire to shape the world in his image and control everything. But there's a catch. Every time he attempted to corrupt the music, the other Ainur countered his chaos with their own themes, ultimately weaving his rebellion into the greater design of the universe. Melkor's ambition and rebellion. After the creation of Middle-earth, the Valar descended to the world to begin their work in shaping it. Melkor, who had long been the most powerful of the Ainur, was given dominion over vast portions of the world. But as he worked alongside his fellow Valar, he began to grow jealous. He believed that his creations, his ideas, and his influence should be the central guiding force in the shaping of the world. Melkor's deep-seated pride led him to rebel against his fellow Valar. He craved to rule the entire world himself and to make all things subject to his will. This ambition led him to create things of great power and darkness, such as the Maiar spirits, who would later become his followers, most notably the Balrogs. He also sowed seeds of distrust and division among the Valar, leading them to be less united and more suspicious of each other. The downfall of Melkor. Morgoth's transformation. Melkor's rebellion didn't go unnoticed by the other Valar. They began to take more direct action against him, eventually forcing him into exile from the world. But the pride that had once driven Melkor was now his undoing. Over time, he became more and more consumed by his envy and hatred for the Valar and the world they were shaping. It was during this time of exile that Melkor became something far worse. He became Morgoth, the black foe of the world. Morgoth means black enemy in the ancient language of the elves, and it perfectly describes his transformation. He was no longer just an ambitious and powerful being. He had become the embodiment of evil, twisted and corrupted by his own desires. No longer satisfied with being one of the Valar, Morgoth sought to dominate all creation, to mar the world with his own darkness, and to destroy the very beauty that had been created by Eru Ilúvatar and the other Ainur. Morgoth's influence in Middle-earth. Now, as Morgoth, his evil truly took form. Morgoth corrupted the world on an even deeper level, turning once beautiful landscapes into dark, desolate places, and creating monstrous creatures like orcs and dragons to serve him. He also had a hand in corrupting the hearts of other powerful beings, such as Sauron, who would eventually become a major figure in Tolkien's The Lord of the Rings. But Morgoth wasn't just an abstract force of evil. He sought power in every way possible. He took the Silmarils, the 3 perfect and radiant jewels created by the elven smith Fëanor, and kept them for himself, causing a great rift among the elves. The theft of the Silmarils led to the first of the great wars of Middle-earth, the Wars of Beleriand. The end of Morgoth's reign. Morgoth's reign of terror didn't last forever, though. After millennia of corruption, conflict, and chaos, Morgoth was finally defeated in the War of Wrath by the combined forces of the Valar, the elves and men. In the end, Morgoth was cast out of Middle-earth and imprisoned in the Void, a prison of darkness and nothingness. His defeat marked the end of the First Age, and his influence was no longer felt in the world, though his legacy of evil would live on, especially through his servant Sauron. Conclusion. So, what can we take away from the tragic story of Melkor, the once greatest of the Ainur, who fell from grace and became the ultimate Dark Lord, Morgoth? At his core, Morgoth's story is one of pride, ambition, and the destructive power of unchecked desire. His journey is a reminder of the dangers of letting ego and envy take control, turning even the greatest of beings into a force of darkness. His legacy, though defeated, left a permanent mark on Middle-earth through Sauron, his creations, and the scars of the lands he marred. Thanks for joining us on this deep dive into the origins of Morgoth. If you enjoyed this video, be sure to like, subscribe, and hit the bell icon so you don't miss any of our future explorations into the epic tales of Tolkien's world. Let us know in the comments below what part of Morgoth's story you find the most fascinating, and as always, stay tuned for more from Loreverse. See you next time.